Closure is something healthy people seek. It's something hearts crave when relationships break, when connections end, when pain needs understanding to heal. But narcissists don't want closure. They never did. They never will. Because closure requires self-reflection, and revenge requires none. Closure forces a person to sit with their emotions, to face their flaws, to acknowledge the hurt they caused, to accept the end of something they controlled. Narcissists cannot do any of that. So instead of closure, they seek revenge. Not out of strength, but out of fear. Not out of power, but out of fragility. Not out of confidence, but out of deep spiritual emptiness. Let me tell you why. Closure requires accountability, and narcissists cannot tolerate blame. To find closure, a person must ask, what was my role in this? What could I have done differently? What part of me needs to grow? A narcissist cannot ask those questions because the answers terrify them. Their entire identity depends on believing, I am never wrong. I am always the victim. It's everyone else who fails me. Closure threatens their illusion. Revenge protects it. Closure forces them to face their true self, the one they spend their life avoiding. Closure means introspection. Narcissists don't introspect. They deflect. Deep down, they know the truth. There is something broken inside them. Something insecure. Something hollow that they cannot bear to acknowledge. Revenge is easier than self-awareness. Revenge keeps the spotlight off their wounds and on your reactions. Closure requires empathy, and narcissists lack the emotional wiring for it. To seek closure, you need to care about the other person's feelings. You need to understand their pain. You need to honor their humanity. Narcissists don't feel empathy. They mimic it. They imitate it. But they don't possess it. Revenge, however, requires no empathy, just entitlement and ego. It's the path of least resistance for a heart that cannot love deeply. Closure requires letting go of control, something a narcissist will never do. Closure means accepting. It's over. It's done. I no longer have authority over this person, but narcissists cannot let go of control. Control is their oxygen, their lifeline, their emotional supply. When they lose control, they feel powerless, and powerlessness feels like death to them. Revenge becomes their way of regaining dominance. It's their attempt to keep you emotionally invested, even in pain. Closure means the story ends, and narcissists never want the story to end. Narcissists don't see relationships as connections. They see them as chapters in their personal narrative, stories they can reopen, characters they can re-enter, feelings they can re-trigger, wounds they can reopen. Seeking closure would finalize the plot. Revenge keeps it ongoing. Revenge keeps you tied to them energetically. It keeps the cord from fully snapping. It keeps you thinking about them, reacting to them, talking about them. To them, negative attention is still attention. Revenge is how they keep the story alive. Closure requires maturity, and narcissists are emotionally underdeveloped. Their emotional age is young, adolescent, stunted. Adults seek closure. Children seek retaliation. Narcissists choose the emotional path that matches their internal world. Their vengeance isn't adult rage. It's childlike fury in an adult body. But because it's expressed with adult intelligence and adult strategy, it becomes dangerous. Closure requires an ending, and narcissists need an opening. A narcissist doesn't want a healed version of you. They want a version they can still access. If you get closure, you become emotionally untouchable. If you get closure, you see them clearly. You move on. You detach. Closure is the one thing that kills their power for good. Revenge is their attempt to keep the door cracked open, not because they want you back, but because they want the option to return if they ever need your energy again. So why do narcissists seek revenge instead of closure? Because closure would force them to face themselves. Because closure would require humility they do not possess. Because closure would demand accountability they cannot tolerate. Because closure would end the dynamic they need to feel alive. Because closure would free you. And the one thing a narcissist cannot handle is your freedom. Your freedom is their ego's death. Your peace is their humiliation. Your clarity is their exposure. Your healing is their spiritual defeat. So instead of closure, they choose revenge. Because revenge lets them pretend they are still the center of your world, even after they no longer have access to your life. Please remember, you are healing, you are protected, you are being restored day by day. Thank you for being here. Stay grounded, stay discerning, and stay in God's light.